G'day, Glenn Torrens, Street Machine Magazine, Classic Car Hunter, brought to you by Ryno Insurance. Little bit of a special Classic Car Hunter this time. I'm at Holden's factory in Elizabeth, South Australia, and I'm going to be showing you people today some of the last Holden Commodores coming down the production line. They're all going to be future classics. Let's go see them being built. Now, being so close to the end of production, there's some pretty special stuff being built here. A lot of the employees of Holden have bought some of these VF2s as keepsakes. Obviously, there's a few collectors out there that are buying these cars to enjoy and to collect for the future. So what we're seeing here is a lot of the special edition stuff, the motorsport stuff, the Director and the Magnum Utes. Big brakes, big engines, cool stuff for the future. Alright, this is where the engine, gearbox, the drivetrain, the rear suspension and the exhaust gets pre-assembled. Once it leaves here, this whole platform, if you like, is going to be offered up to the body shell on the production line. Alright, this is where it becomes recognisably a car, a Holden. This is of course a sport wagon. All of the spot welding's been done. The shell is here now for a bit of final inspection before it goes on to get painted. The doors get hung, the interior puts in and the driveline's added. By now the body shells have got the doors hung, that's all automated as we've seen earlier. The body shells are now being checked for any defects before they go to the next assembly operation, which is to the paint shop. This is the start of what is known as general assembly. The body shells have been spot welded together, they've been painted in the paint shop, then they're usually stored for a couple of days and then they come here. This is the beginning of a kilometre long production line known as general assembly, where the vehicle gets dressed with all its interior trim. Later on it'll receive its engine and driveline, and eventually it'll get driven off the end of the production line and into some lucky owner's garage. One of the first things that happens on the general assembly area production line is the doors get removed from the car. The doors are actually assembled off the car and they're offered back up to the almost completed body shell later in the process. Seeing the guys and girls on the production line today has been an honour and a privilege. It's actually quite an emotional day for me to see these last, Holden Commodores being put together. Holden has officially said the quality is better now than it ever has been in its history, which is testament to the guts and determination of the crew that are building these cars right to the end. Here we're about halfway along the production process. The doors, as we saw earlier, have been removed from the vehicle. They're assembled elsewhere. At this stage, most of the interior trim's in. We've got the dashboard in, the driver controls, carpet, the wiring harness, of course, has gone in the car. And look, one of the design attributes of the VE and the VF Commodore when it was designed back in the day is what is known as a walk-off front. It makes it a lot easier for the service personnel to actually assemble the car because they can actually walk into the engine bay. All right, this is where shit gets serious. This is where the engine, the transmission, the drive shaft and the whole rear suspension assembly, plus the exhaust system, it's all been pre-assembled. This is where it gets offered up to the body shell. As you can see, the body shell's got most of the equipment on it, tail lights and interior fittings. It gets dropped down onto the drivetrain and it becomes a car. Well, as you can see, this is where the wheels are fitted to the car. It's one of the final assembly operations before the vehicle is driven off the production line. Each wheel has to be delivered to the right model car. Obviously with so much of the motorsport and the special edition stuff going on right now, it's pretty important the right wheels get delivered to the correct car. This is the end of the production line. This is where the vehicles are on wheels. The diagnostics and the electronic systems have just been tested with the little computer thing they use. And quite soon this vehicle will be driven off the production line under its own power for the first time. After this there are a couple of quality control inspections and what have you, but from here the vehicle is shipped off to its happy new customer. Well folks, I hope you've enjoyed what we've brought to you today from the Holden factory in Elizabeth. It is only a couple of weeks till the end of production of these fine cars. It is the end, of course, of Holden production in Australia, and it's also the end of Australian manufacturing, which is a little bit sad. These, in my opinion, are going to be future classics. I'm Glenn Torrens, I'm the Classic Car Hunter, and I'll see you next time.